Hey everybody, welcome back to Doc G's Reloading. Yesterday I posted a video on shooting the Hellion from Springfield Armory. I think it's incredible. What's funny is the bullpup trigger on my, or actually just the trigger on my bullpup M&P 12 shotgun is actually what I think is a better trigger than is on the Hellion. The Hellion is a two-stage trigger. It's got a lot of take-up. And then a lot of pull all the way to the back. But I still managed to get off a couple of rounds quickly. Not as quickly if it would have been a nicer trigger, but again, that would probably be my only complaint, and even then, it's still a good bullpup trigger, considering most. But what I did use yesterday while shooting it, and it's so well balanced that I shot it one-handed, as I showed you all. Shooting it one-handed was nothing. I mean, there's just no recoil to it at all. I even caught myself because I wasn't really standing with my left foot forward. I wasn't standing leaning into the gun like I normally am. And even then, there was really no recoil. So, you know, anybody can shoot that gun, which is great. But what I did have yesterday and what I did use is this Surefire. You guys can see that in the light there. Let me see if I can get it centered for you. There you go. It says Surefire. So this is the Surefire 60-round magazine that I purchased, and I kind of purchased it almost, well, pretty much just for that gun, but I mean, I guess I'll use it wherever. But a 60-round Surefire magazine, you can see how it's the length of a 30-round, but they're side by side, and you get 60 rounds into this. And then here's your standard 40-round magazine, your 40-round metal magazine, and you can see it's even shorter than the 40-rounder. So if you compare them, you know, side by side, top to top here, you can see that this one is definitely longer than the 60-rounder, and it's very nicely constructed. Again, Surefire stuff is wonderful. I love Surefire stuff. I don't think they make a mediocre product at all. Everything they do is great, because it's so well thought through, and that's why they have military contracts. I mean, you have spot welds all the way down the side here on this front plate, spot welds all the way down on this side, and spot welds all the way down the back. You got your nice plate on the bottom. It is super lightweight. I mean, I can't get over how light it is. This is somewhat loaded here, so I don't know what the difference in weight is, but I wouldn't be surprised if this was heavier than this. This is just so lightweight and such a brilliant design. I ran 2 of these yesterday through that Hellion, and not a single problem, not a single misfeed, not a single jam, nothing. Everything was perfectly smooth. And this has got a nice, good, and what they do, I think too, which is nice with Springfield, is they give you decent springs in these. Because that's what causes misfeeds and jams, is when, you know, it doesn't quite come up all the way, and then it strips it out up, and you know, you end up with a jam or a misfeed. This is a solid spring, and it really pushes the next round up quickly, so you're ready to go. Now, what I use this little 5-round loader, and I know there's about 100 different loaders out there, but it's really simple to use. You can see the angle on it here in the front, so there's a little angle here, narrowing at the front, so your bullet goes in that way with the tip, you know, the tip toward the narrow section. And then you just take the narrow section and you align that toward the front of your magazine, and it just sets on top like that. So it's kind of like that, which is nice. And then you just load 5 at a time, so you just drop 1, 2, of course, 3, 4, 5, and then I just give it a good swift push, and then you got 5 loaded. You pull it back out, drop another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then just give it a good swift push from the top. I get my fingers out of the way so you can kind of see it, and you just keep doing that until you get to 60. And it, to me, it's just a nice little loader. I don't know where I got it from, but that's kind of how I load these, as opposed to sitting there doing one at a time, busting your fingers the whole time. But I just wanted to cover this. It's got a really nice, you know, this one's kind of old and beat up. I've used it a lot as a 40-rounder. I mean, but you get 20 more rounds into this one. It's shorter than this one, and it's a little fatter, but you don't notice the extra width at all when you're shooting. And even in the bullpup design, it was really, really nice and comfortable to shoot. Now, I did shoot the bullpup with one hand, with this magazine in it, with this magazine in it, and with the 30-round magazine it came with. And I even had a little 10-rounder magazine that I don't know why I have it, but a little 10-rounder. I popped that in. It's the same. It has nothing to do with magazine weight. It didn't have anything to do with the suppressor in the front. It just is so beautifully balanced. I could shoot it one-handed. So anyway, that is the the Surefire 60-round magazine for the AR. It fit into the bullpup, no problem. You just slide it in there, smack it from the bottom, and it was in and ready to go. And just like you would any other magazine. And just beautifully designed, lightweight, nice, heavy-duty magazine spring that's never going to wear out. And it fits any AR-style rifle. And I used it yesterday for the bullpup, and it was absolutely fantastic. No issues at all. And then I had this little loader thing I found. I don't know where I found that. Maybe somebody can look it up. But anyway, I had that little loader that I use. It makes things a little bit faster. You go through 60 rounds pretty quick when you're out shooting an AR. But anyway, I just want to share that all with you from yesterday. So Surefire magazines, you know, this, I think it was $150 for this. I mean, my competition handgun magazines from Atlas are over $100, and they only fit 20 rounds of 9mm or 23 rounds of 9mm. So, you know, for 50 extra bucks, you're getting Surefire quality. So, all right. Any questions, let me know. Thanks again for watching Doc G's Reloading. I appreciate it.